Tonight, rapper Tory Lanez breaking his silence in his first ever broadcast interview from behind bars since being found guilty of shooting Grammy winner Megan Thee Stallion in the foot outside a party in 2020.
I've never been violent towards a woman. I would never hit a woman, let alone shoot a woman.
Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, spoke to NBC News from California Men's Colony, a prison where he's 3 years into a 10-year sentence after being found guilty on 3 felony counts, including assault with a semi-automatic firearm.
There is definitely a very big misconception about me that seems to the public as I'm this monster. And I feel like I was catapulted into this poster child for the unprotection of Black women. And it's just so unlike me. And I've never really had a chance to express that. But you can look at my criminal record. I don't have one. I never had one. And I feel like, that connotation that I would do anything of this monstrous proportion is just, it's completely incorrect and it's wrong.
Lanez declined to testify during his 2022 trial.
Do you regret not taking the stand?
I think if I would have taken the stand, the verdict would have definitely been very different.
The rapper's legal team filed an appeal, which was denied in November. But his team is continuing to fight, with plans to file multiple appeals next week, this time with the California Supreme Court, in one claiming newly discovered evidence that they weren't provided during Lanez's 2022 trial, including hundreds of pages of medical records for Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan Pete, which they allege raise questions about the fragments removed from her foot after surgery. His team argues that the fragments were not provided ahead of trial and that this was a violation of due process.
And we didn't have that chance. Or perhaps we could have questioned the doctors differently when they were on stand to impeach them, because it does look suspicious.
But in the appeal denied in November, the court did address the fragments, ruling that the surgeon's testimony was, quote, more than sufficient to prove great bodily injury on Pete. Proving something like this on appeal is tough.
This is a really, really difficult appellate argument for defendants to prove, because they have to show if the evidence actually came into court, the jury would have found differently. It's an uphill battle, and it's something that often torpedoes any defense appellate argument.
The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office and representatives for Megan Thee Stallion have not responded to NBC News' request for comment.
I believe not only that I was wrongfully convicted, but the amount of new evidence that has emerged since that trial, I think, has been overwhelming.
What has life been like in prison for the last couple of years?
Truthfully, I've done my best to keep my head above water, but mentally, I've gone through trauma that I sometimes even struggle with, because I never imagined myself dealing with things that I would have to deal with. I've been stabbed 17 times. I almost lost my life.
If you could say something to Megan Thee Stallion today, what would it be?
I think that I wouldn't say something directly to her. I would like that moment to happen in person. We've both gone through a lot. There's this connotation that, like, I share this hatred for her, but I don't. I genuinely passed that. I'm at a place of healing in my life. I'm at a place of taking accountability for the things that I did wrong. And when I talk about my case, I don't want it to be taken as me coming at her, because it's not that. I'm just asking for somebody in the system to look at my case and look at the evidence and ask if this was fair.
And with that, Chloe Malas joins us now on set. So, Chloe, Tory Lanez is also seeking a pardon from Governor Gavin Newsom?
That's right. His legal team has filed the necessary paperwork, and it is before the governor now. So they're seeking either a pardon where his criminal record will be wiped clean, he would be released from prison, or to have his sentence commuted, meaning that the time he has served is sufficient, and release him, but that doesn't change his criminal record. As for when this could happen, the governor typically does these twice a year, so this could happen before the new year.
All right. Chloe Molas versus Chloe, thank you.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as Tory Lanez has not put in a pardon for his release and going for an appeal once again. And I had a links in the description where you can watch the clips at the beginning on NBC. And I'm going to get into this write-up in just a second, as they are saying this is an uphill battle when you just listen to it in full with the evidence for the medical records, because the surgeons and the doctors did testify in court, but they saying, well, we wasn't provided that evidence before the trial now. So with that happening, it's going to be hard for the people to even overturn that. Tory Lanez has maintained his innocence, done 3 years out of this 10. I don't know exactly how California laws work. I would think in 3 more years, maybe even 2, he would be eligible for parole, possibly. I don't know how they assault charges work there. Maybe, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But now it's getting to a point where they are saying we still have other evidence that is coming up, other evidence that really, in this case, I'm guessing they saying proves a doubt in the courtroom. I don't know. I wasn't there. It's a lot going on with this case from day one. I always felt that way. This is the first time that we've heard Tory Lanez be able to speak like this from prison. He didn't put out music and stuff, but a full interview, said that he would like to talk to Megan Thee Stallion face to face. That's not gonna happen at all. He been getting hit with restraining orders, all that. I can pretty much guarantee he ain't getting no face to face conversation with her. That probably ruled that one out. But he said that he's not angry with her. This is just him trying to be released now at this point. If he can get the pardon from the governor, that would mean, hey, if I get released, it can come off of my record. Said he didn't have a criminal record before. Said that he felt that if he took that stand, that the outcome might have been different. But I didn't know Tory Lanez didn't have a criminal record, because I was wondering, like, yeah, when people do cross-examination, they bring out the worst of the worst. They're going to put the worst things on you in front of the jury. So that's why when people on the defense side, they won't take the stand. And then I thought he actually had a criminal record was why he didn't take it. But he said, nah. But the write-up says this. Tory Lanez is seeking freedom from prison as his attorney alleges records in Megan Thee Stallion's civil defamation suit revealed that they may have been evidence that was never turned over during his 2022 shooting trial. When I talk about my case, I don't want to be taken as me coming at her, because it's not that, Lanez said from the California Men's Colony, a prison in St. Louis Obispo. I'm just asking for somebody in the system to look at my case and look at the evidence and ask if this was fair. During the 2022 trial, Megan testified that she sought medical treatment for a gunshot wound and required surgery to remove bullet fragments. Her surgeon also testified, but the fragments were never presented as evidence. Dixon was in touch with Lanez's attorney, Crystal Morgan, because Lanez gave a deposition in the civil case. She alerted Morgan to a document that Lanez's team says wasn't in the medical records. It was provided during his 2022 trial. It's missing from our date-stamped official copy of evidence from the criminal trial, which is significant because this particular piece of paper says that they removed fragments and placed them in bags and gave them to a security guard that works at Cedars-Sinai, Morgan said Wednesday. NBC News has seen a document that appears to be a pathology report from Cedars-Sinai. I know I'm probably saying that wrong. The document dated July 14, 2020, says a security employee picked up a evidence bag with a foreign body. The document doesn't list Megan's name, nor does it describe what the foreign body is. It does list Megan's date of birth. Morgan now questions whether the bags contain bullet fragments, where those fragments are, and why they were never turned over to Lanez's defense. A lack of disclosure of the document and the evidence bags could be potential violation of Lanez's due process rights under the Brady rule, Morgan said. So that's what they going at right now. I don't know. Expect to probably hear maybe Megan Thee Stallion gonna go to social media after this interview. I don't know if it's been on the blogs yet tonight. I'm catching this in real time on the timeline. It's going to be over the internet tomorrow for sure because Tory Lanez sitting in there doing the interview. We ain't see that coming. That came out of nowhere. He looking to get however he can get out at this point in time, whether it be from the governor or get it walked back down, appeal. Yeah, he going to go for the gusto on it, man. Almost lost his life in there, stabbed 17 times. That's a real situation to have to go through, man. You got to think that some real serious stuff. I wouldn't want no woman to get shot at all. Also, wouldn't want nobody to, like this situation, bro, to be stabbed up like that. Like, it's just a crazy whole overall turnout. Keep y'all updated on everything. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that. 1000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.